For those just tuning in, hello and welcome. You're watching Breaking on News 18. My name is Aisha Varma and this is the 10 a.m. bulletin. For those who are still with us, thank you so much for remaining with CNN News 18. Now, our top focus remains on the capital, which continues to bear the brunt of the monsoon. The Yamuna River's water level is still above the 208 mark. Remember, the flood mark is at 207. Now, it hasn't reached this level in about 45 years. The Delhi Chief Minister, Arvind Kejriwal, has requested that those living in low-lying areas leave as soon as they can. Beyond this, major landmarks and prominent roads have been submerged, causing citizens to call them rivers and not roads. Now, parts of the national capital, including the Rajghat, ITO, Old Delhi, Civil Lines and Kashmiri Gate, are the worst affected areas. Prime Minister Modi, who's on a trip to France, took stock of the floods in Delhi. He called the Delhi LG, VK Saxena, and spoke with Home Minister Amit Shah about the situation in the capital.
Currently, if you see behind me, the location from where I am reporting is not the banks of Yamuna, but it's the flooded plains. I'm currently reporting from the relief camp that has been set up in Mayur Vihar, and the banks of Yamuna is at least a kilometer and a half away from here. People have been shifted from low-lying areas out here in the national capital to this relief camp, makeshift relief camp that has been set up. And if you could see the condition of this relief camp, this actually tells a story within itself of how miserable is the condition and how are people being forced to leave their homes and stay here just to save themselves from the flooded water of Yamuna. If I could just show you a bit around in this relief camp, this is the kind of condition that people are being forced to live in. The basic amenities are also not available over here. Makeshift tents have been made out here by the government, and several photo ops have already been done from this location, whereas several ministers and several MLAs have already reached out here, tried to speak to people, but yes, no one has come out here to help them and to make sure that the amenities that are provided to them is improved in any way or any manner, and that is the reason why people are being forced to live in such miserable conditions.
All right. Now, essentially, the situation in the capital will also not be improving over the next couple of days because, as per predictions, there's going to continue to be light to moderate rainfall over different parts of Delhi. Now, again, we've been showing you multiple visuals from across the capital. Some of those visuals also include visuals of people who are walking through the floodwater. As we've previously mentioned before, we're going to reiterate it once more. The water that is being witnessed in the capital is not just flood water, it's not rainwater, river water. It also has sewage water, which is mixed in, which has, along with it, parasites, other vector-borne diseases. So that's why it becomes very important to also not submerge yourself within the water, to not walk through that water unless you're wearing protective gear. Now, we have been tracking all of the developments that have taken place across the capital. That also involves the fact that multiple ministers, including the chief minister, they've been visiting different affected areas of the capital, and they've been taking stock of the situation. Now, it's not just them. The Prime Minister, remember, he's on a current visit to France. Yesterday was day 1, today's day 2. He has also taken stock of the situation in the capital by calling the Home Minister and the Delhi LG. Now, we're going to take a look at a ground report from CNN News 18's Yash Goyal.
This is the backside of the Red Fort, and in fact, since yesterday we have been reporting from this very spot, and I can tell you one thing, the water levels have only increased at this very spot. One very example of increased water levels, if we compare to the reports we have done from yesterday, that very bus you see in the visual, the police bus, yesterday it was half submerged underwater, and now it has been almost completely submerged underwater. So you can only imagine the kind of water levels which have increased over this point. This is the ring road basically, which actually goes towards the famous Margatwale Hanuman Mandir, and in fact this is the very road which has witnessed increased levels of water. So yesterday we were reporting from that very spot near the tree, but now we are not able to go there because water is almost around 5 to 5.5 feet there. So you can just imagine the increasing levels of water from that very side. I also request my video journalist Mr. Arpit Seth to show visuals from from this side. In fact, till yesterday, our cars were parked till this very point, and now the cars have been pushed back just because the water levels have increased to this very spot. So this means that water level at this very spot is increasing drastically, and in fact, the police officials had also maintained that when, in fact, we are making the way to this very spot from the Gita Colony side, the police official maintained that most of the traffic has been diverted from this space, and in fact, they say the water level has increased drastically. Though, yes, we know that water levels of Yamuna have gone down, but still water levels here at this very point is increasing, and not only at this very space, but in fact, if we go to the other side of this very elevated road, that lies the Nigambodh Ghat or the Yamuna Bazaar area, that is also completely submerged under the water. Though we've been given to understand the water level receded for some time late evening yesterday, but now the water levels have gone up once again.
Now, after that ground report, we're going to be crossing over live to CNN News 18's Yash Goyal. He's joining us live from the old railway bridge. Yash, tell us about the situation around you.
Well, Aisha, the situation is bad. In fact, I'll directly go to the visual. This is what Yamuna has become right now here in the national capital. How aggressive this river is right now. And in fact, we are reporting from the old bridge, the old iron bridge. In fact, today we are the only channel to actually get here, and in fact to get you these visuals which you're seeing on your screens. In fact, the water levels have risen so high. In fact, now what is happening here is that this entire area has been cordoned off by the police officials, and in fact you can see this entire area is emptied. In fact, it was emptied earlier, but in fact there were reports that some people were still getting inside this very old Loha Pul, but now this entire area has been cordoned off, and in fact some people were also telling about some rescue operation going on at that side of that very this Yamuna Pul, and in fact you can see in these visuals how high the levels are of these waters, and in fact just touching the floor of this very bridge. In case the water rises from here any further, the water will come upon this bridge. I'll show you the visual from other side as well. You can see how aggressive the river has become here. In fact, this wasn't yesterday, but now the water levels are actually staying constant, but still the condition is very grim over here. In fact, when we try to reach this spot, a lot of areas are near this very space. If we talk about the left side of from this passageway to the other side is the Yamuna Bazaar area, which is also completely submerged under the water. And in fact, here also on this side is the famous Sai temple on the river bank of Yamuna. And in fact, you can see this entire temple has also been submerged under the water. So you can only imagine with these visuals how hard things have become here at Loha Pul. So right now, these are the exclusive pictures of River Yamuna. In fact, this is the closest anyone could ever get right now to this very space where the river is flowing at a very high current levels. So right now, situation remains grim. In fact, now what the authorities are saying, in fact, Atishi also spoke some time back where she maintained that now the very little could be done in this situation because everyone is just waiting for the water levels to go down. In fact, there are some personnel from different departments who are also taking stock of the situation, and in fact those people have also maintained that this place is very dangerous as of now, and in fact we are also being allowed to go beyond that point. After that, nobody in fact has been allowed. In fact, only NDRF personnel are on the other side because there are still some people, we are understanding, that who are stuck in the low-lying areas where they're refusing to actually exit. Some people have taken shelter, but now shelters were placed near the actually they were placed near the roads only for some people, but now those shelters have also been removed because what is happening right now, the waters, the river water level of Yamuna is staying constant, and in fact it is also going down, but now the drainage system has also completely collapsed, so the water is being backed by those drains, and in fact that is the reason why the levels of these we are seeing increased levels of water. In fact, if we talk about picture from ITO, from Supreme Court, those are not flood waters which are directly coming into these places, but it is the it is the drain water which is actually coming. So
Yash,
now this
thank you
place
so
has
much for
also
bringing
become
us all of
quite
that
dangerous
information,
because
showing us those visuals. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to interrupt you. Do stay with us. We want to quickly cross over to CNN News 18's Anshul Singh, who's also joining us live. Anshul, in the backdrop, we can see multiple people who seem to be jumping in and around the water. There are also cars which are staying stationary behind you. Tell us about the situation.
Well, yes, it seems like that the plan of the Delhi government to make Delhi a city of lakes has successfully been implemented out here. People are enjoying the kind of situation that has developed out here in Rajghat. If you could see, this is kind of a free jacuzzi that people are enjoying at this point in time. Several of these kids have been floating out here for the last hour and a half, enjoying the heavy flow of water that is out here. But what is scary at this point in time is that this water is coming straight from Yamuna, where snakes and reptiles have also been seen in this water. But yes, these people are enjoying because they say that this is the first time that something like this has happened out here at Rajghat, and definitely do not want to miss this chance of getting a free jacuzzi and an experience of a water park out here on the streets of national capital. And that is the reason why these kids are not ready to leave from here. The police and the DDMA team have been deployed over here. They are making continuous announcements that the water level is increasing by every passing minute, and hence people should vacate from here. But yes, the forces are limited. Many people have gathered over here just to see the situation on the ground, because this is something that is absolutely unprecedented that has happened in the national capital, and something like this happening at Rajghat is something that is very scary and unprecedented. And just look at the people who are just enjoying the jacuzzi-like experience that they are getting, the water park experience that they are getting out here in the national capital.
Absolutely.
But yes, the water is dirty. The government has absolutely given up on each and everything. I'll just try and speak to a few of these people who are enjoying this experience of getting in a water park. भैया कहाँ से आए आप? अरे सीलमपुर से आए। आप कहाँ से आए हैं? दरियागंज से। तो यहाँ पानी के मजे लेने आए हैं? जी बिल्कुल। पानी के मजे लेना है, डेंजरस है, गंदा पानी है, बीमारियां लग सकती हैं। ये साफ पानी है भाई, साफ पानी है। मतलब हरिद्वार वाला पानी है ये। हरिद्वार का ही पानी है। अरे वाह। So this is the kind of perception that people have, that this water is coming straight from the Ganga, but ये गंगा नहीं है, यमुना का पानी है भैया। So the people are actually experiencing this for the first time. That is something happening like this out here in the national capital. In fact, the water, if I could show you, this route leads straight towards Rajghat, and the water there is somewhere around 10 to 15 feet is what we are being told, and hence we are not being allowed to go inside that water without a rescue team. Although the people have been rescued from all these low-lying areas, but yes, the situation is definitely trickling out of hand by every passing minute. So yes, it remains to be seen if the government would actually come out and actually make sure that these people are removed from here, because the situation and the manner in which the water is flowing, the current, if you see out here, the manner in which the current is increasing by every passing minute, the water level is increasing. The situation can get bad to worse, and any untoward incident could happen out here, because definitely reptiles are also have been seen out here in Rajghat.
Absolutely. Anshul, do stay with us. Thank you for showing us those visuals. We're also going to be crossing over to CNN News 18's Akash Sharma, who's also live with us. Akash, you have water which has reached your knees at this moment. Tell us about the situation around you, and also tell us about the minister's movements which we're going to be seeing today.
Yes, so CM Arvind Kejriwal is expected to visit the particular area at around 11. We are expecting him. But Aisha, you see, Anshul was talking about the plans and the dream of Delhi government to make the city as a city of lakes. But it seems, and in fact, it seems that, we have got several lakes here at ITO as well. I'm showing you the visuals where, not in fact my knees, but, water is at 3 to 4 feet there, where some people are, in fact, still standing and swimming. Also, this is an important area. And all of these, in fact, Rajghat area and the ITO areas are the important areas where, in general, we see a lot of traffic. And why I'm mentioning traffic again and again, because traffic is the most affected thing which we are seeing as of now. And many of people, you see this lady on scooty, she was actually trying to pass the particular road, and it seems like the scooty engine is not working now. And similarly, we have several visuals there. In fact, they are trying to pass. I'll try to talk to them as well as to what they think about the situation, because you see, Aisha, people are directly affected with these conditions, and this particular road, this is we can say that ITO area is the lifeline of Delhi, because this is the junction where you get an entry, a formal entry into the Lattian zone. And this is the kind of condition where you see many of the two-wheelers are basically, people are trying to pass on the particular road and are facing some sort of difficulties. I'll try to talk to him. I know that this is the difficult situation, but still I'll try to talk. कहाँ से आ रहे हैं, कहाँ जा रहे हैं?
शादरा जा रहे हैं, आईटीओ जाना है।
आईटीओ गाड़ी बंद हो गई बीच में?
गाड़ी पानी भर गया तो बंद होनी है।
अच्छा, क्या कोई इसका अतिरिक्त रूट नहीं है? पता था पहले से कि यहाँ पानी भरा हुआ?
पानी भरा हुआ, लेकिन छुट्टी तो नहीं हुई है ना।
छुट्टी नहीं है। कहाँ काम करते हैं?
आईटीओ बाल भवन।
अच्छा, तो अभी क्या शाम को कैसे आएंगे? कुछ
शाम में कोई पता नहीं है।
कोई पता नहीं है। कोई रिश्तेदार रहता है दिल्ली में अंदर?
कोई नहीं है।
तो कैसे शाम को कैसे करेंगे? कुछ सरकार से उम्मीद है?
हम डाक खाने में वो करते हैं, क्या नाम, ये बाउचर पर ड्यूटी करते हैं। जाएंगे तो पैसा मिलेगा, नहीं जाएंगे तो नहीं मिलेगा।
अच्छा, तो छुट्टी भी नहीं ले सकते आप?
छुट्टी नहीं है।
चलिए, यहाँ ट्रैफिक की समस्या और ज़्यादा हो जाएगी। बहुत धन्यवाद हमसे बातचीत के लिए। This is the condition where people are directly, affected because of the water level. And this is, if I can show you this particular booth. This is the Delhi tourism booth, and this footover, Aisha, this footover. In fact, the initial stairs of this footover are submerged in water, 4 to 5 stairs. In fact, these people are in fact trying to pass on from the particular area, and you can see the water level. This is a worrying condition, is a troublesome condition for all those who are living nearby and all those who are trying to pass. And this is the reason why, in fact, several sort of questions are being raised on the administration and also on Delhi government specifically, because this area is very close to PWD headquarters. In fact, Sumit Jaguri ji will show you the visuals. PWD headquarters, one of the most important building in the national capital, which directly manages and maintain the roads. And this is the condition where, in fact, in front of this particular building, we have this road submerged in water. Some people are enjoying the particular condition. Some are finding it very difficult because they have to reach their offices, they have to go to their homes, and many of them are forced to pass the particular road because then they have the condition. That lady is trying to say something. I'll try to talk to her as well. क्या बता रही हैं आप? कहाँ से आई हैं? स्टूडेंट हैं?
Yes.
कहाँ से आ रहे हैं?
हम लोग आ रहे हैं आईटीओ स्टेशन से।
आईटीओ स्टेशन से। और अभी इधर कहाँ जा रहे हैं?
इधर हमारा एक शो चल रहा है इंदिरा गांधी स्टेडियम पे प्रैक्टिस के लिए।
बहुत पानी भरा हुआ है।
पैदल जाना पड़ेगा और कुछ नहीं ऑप्शन है।
कुछ नहीं ऑप्शन है। You live in Delhi?
No, I am from Lucknow for my dance classes.
And what about the condition?
The condition is very bad. It is very hard to walk in that place. And हम लोग प्रैक्टिस भी नहीं कर पा रहे हैं। टाइमिंग 9 o'clock से था and अभी 11 बजने वाले। We don't know what is going to happen.
और वापस कब जाना है लखनऊ?
लखनऊ अभी जाने में around 5-4 days बाद जाना है।
Condition is better in Lucknow?
Yes, it is much better than this because यहाँ पर तो you can see मतलब कोई ऑटो नहीं है, कोई कैब नहीं है, बहुत दूर जाना है, कैब से जाना है।
All right. So people are finding it very difficult, Aisha. We have sections of the society where we have young students, where we have people who are into the jobs. Then we have people who are into the businesses, and all of them are affected because of the conditions where traffic has started entering the roads, and traffic problems are being faced by these people.
Absolutely. Akash, do stay with us. We also want to cross back over to CNN News 18's Anshul Singh as well. Anshul, when it comes to the situation at large, what we continue to see is that people are now swimming as well on the roads, which have basically turned into rivers. But one very worrying aspect of this, all right, change in plans, we're going to cross over to CNN News 18's Yash Goyal. Yash, so essentially the question that I wanted to ask was how exactly are emergency services expected to operate in situations like this?
Well, Aisha, this is exactly what we are showing to the viewers. In fact, you can see how NDRF personals are, in fact, right now in the river Yamuna. And in fact, this is the evacuation work which is still on here in the river side. And in fact, this is not the low-lying area. This is the main Yamuna river. You can see two boats of NDRF right now rescuing some people who are actually stuck on one of the sides of Yamuna. And in fact, it's not just the people. In fact, you can also see in these visuals that cattle are also here stuck in this very gaushala. In fact, this is a gaushala which is present. This is a shelter home to cows which is present here on one of the river banks of Yamuna. You can see how these NDRF personnel are continuously carrying out this rescue work over here. And in fact, this is near the Loha Pool. And in fact, we are coming directly from the Loha Pool. And in fact, you can see continuously these teams are working. Two teams of NDRF's personnel have been deployed over here at this very spot. They are actually taking out these people out because they have been stranded here for the very long time. In fact, we also tried to make a contact with them from the other side, but these personnel are continuously stating that they have a humongous responsibility on them to actually take out these people who have been stuck at this very space for a very long time. In fact, they've been stuck here from the last 7 to 8 hours. This is what we are given to understand. And now this evacuation work is on. In fact, there are two boats of NDRF, and also you can see in these visuals that some people have been taken by these NDRF professionals, and in fact now they have been rescued from this very spot. And in fact, the situation is life-threatening at this very point, because this is the main Yamuna river which we are showing to you, and we also showed our viewers how aggressive the river is flowing at this very point. So now these are the boats, these are steamers which are running here in river Yamuna, and in fact this is the last leg of operation which is on, because what we are given to understand is that as per the details shared by different SDMs of different areas, and in fact of this particular area also, they maintain that most of the people have been evacuated, and in fact these are the last batch of people who are still stuck at some points. And in fact these are also some of the people who were taking the Kavad Yatra with them, and in fact now they were stuck on the backside of this very building which is now entirely flooded with water. So now there are some Kavad Yatris, and in fact you can see a cow has also has fallen into the water, and you can see how the bad situation has turned over here, because it is not only a life-threatening situation for human beings, but also cattle and animals are also being affected because of this entire flooding. You can see how the situation is bad over here, in fact, because there is a limited amount of work these people can also carry out, because there are a lot of people, around 34 to 35,000 people who were staying in these low-lying areas, and now these evacuation process is on, and in fact these people are being taken out to the safer places now, because yesterday some people were unable to actually leave from this spot because some were adamant and some didn't want to leave their belongings behind. But now you can see how the NDRF personnel are actually taking these people out. So this is being affected to both the human lives and to the cattle. You can see in these visuals how a cow has also been submerged under the water, and in fact this is the only these visuals only tell you the real picture as to how bad the situation has become here in the national capital. It is river Yamuna which is seeing flowing at so aggressive levels, and in fact at no point we have seen such dramatic visuals coming in from the national capital. You can see this gentleman is also part of the rescue team, and in fact he is also trying to communicate that some people are stuck on that very side of the road, and in fact now they want to actually empty this entire space. In fact, we will be also asked to leave from this space very soon, because this is a dangerous place to be right now, and in fact they don't want any burden on them, so that's why
absolutely. Yash, thank you so much for joining us and showing us those visuals. We'd also like to thank our other reporters on the ground, Anshul Singh and Akash Sharma. With this, we're going to be heading into a short break, but right before that, let's listen into what Delhi Minister Atishi had to say.
है वो कल दोपहर से 1 बजे से शाम के 7 बजे तक स्टेबल रहा, और अब बहुत धीमी गति से पानी घटना शुरू हो गया है, लेकिन अभी 0.01 मीटर के रेट पर पानी घट रहा है। तो पानी का लेवल नीचे जाने में अभी आप मान लीजिए 1 दिन तो लगेगा। तो जो अभी की स्थिति है, पानी कई एरियाज़ में इसलिए भर रहा है क्योंकि अब सारे ड्रेन्स भर गए हैं और अब ड्रेन्स में पानी वापस जा रहा है और इस वजह से बैकफ्लो की वजह से अब कई एरियाज़ में पानी भर रहा है। अभी पंपिंग भी संभव नहीं है। पंपिंग इसलिए संभव नहीं है क्योंकि पानी पंप करके तो यमुना में ही जाना होता है और जब यमुना का वाटर लेवल इतना हाई है तो इसलिए अभी सड़कों से पानी पंप करके भी निकालना संभव नहीं है।